Womp Womp says, I saw a Spencer clip on the timeline where he supports throwing Rittenhouse to the wolves because he represents Christian, conservative, anti-racists. I know it gets said a lot on the show, but it needs to be repeated. Wignats are subhuman filth who have to be opposed for the sake of virtue, not just for optics or tactics. No, it doesn't need to be said more because those people are irrelevant. Everybody knows Richard Spencer's a loser. People on the left know he's a loser for different reasons. We know he's a loser. We don't need to talk any more about losers. So I don't know why people always bring that up. It's almost like a psyop. Here's a group of people that they're completely irrelevant. They're probably half bad actors and half retards. And you have a lot of super chatters that just can't stop talking about them. We don't care. America First is ascendant. America First is rising. The things that we're doing are bigger than they ever were in their heyday. So it needs to be repeated. No, it doesn't need to be repeated. We don't need to keep talking about people that have been defeated, people that are irrelevant, people that are in the dustbin of history, basically. I mean, we know they're bad people in the sense that they're not Christian. They don't love America. They don't love our country. They don't love what's good. But, I don't know. I mean, we could go on and on about a lot of people that are like that. Let's focus on the Great Reset. Let's focus on the opposition. Let's focus on Con Inc. We have bigger fish to fry than that. So it needs to be repeated. They need to be opposed for the sake of virtue. Is it like this is news to me or anybody watching the show? Let's focus on the real enemy here. Cool Blue Square says, you won't catch me in any e-girl stream chats, but you will catch me in D.C. Let's see if I can meet Nick twice in 1 year. I want to see super chatters in the streets. We can win this thing. I agree. Well, thanks. Hopefully I'll see you there. Perp says, messed up my super chat last night and missed Monday's stream. Feeling rather autistic. Anyways, it was incredible to meet you. I hope that your grandmother cherishes her rosary and is doing well. My whole family loves your content, and my friends are finally sharing the stream with their friends. 2020's gift, Red Pill the Mass as well. Thank you so much for the rosary. This groiper at the Harrisburg rally gave me a rosary for my grandma, who, as I think I said last week on the show, she hasn't been doing so hot lately. She's been sick. And I asked for some prayers and for some support there. And somebody came to the Harrisburg rally and gave me a rosary, which he picked out himself. It was this beautiful rosary with blue beads, very nice. And I gave it to her right when I got home, and she was ecstatic. She was talking about it all week. She texted me today about it. She, has not stopped talking about it since she got it. And what was, I think, so profound to her, what she said is she couldn't believe that a young person in this day and age will go out of their way to seek that out, to find a rosary, to buy it, to drive over and give it to me. Such a thoughtful, such a nice gesture, and I think she was really, what's the word? She was really impressed or surprised by that, and it has really lifted her spirits. She's actually doing very well. I don't know if that has anything to do with the prayers or the rosary. I mean, we're really trying to send all the spiritual power her way lately in my house, and I appreciate people that have been praying for her on the show, but I just wanted to tell you, she wanted me to tell you, she texted me today to you, Perp Crowd, who sent the rosary. She said that she prayed the first bead of the rosary for you, and that she's very grateful for it. And like I said, she was very, very happy about that. Couldn't stop talking about it. It was very, very touching to see. Such a nice thing. And that's this movement, right? Isn't that such an incredible movement? These are the kinds of people that fill this movement. That is, to me, what is satisfying. I go to these different rallies and people shake my hand and they say, like, you saved my life. You brought me back to God. I'm in the church again. Things like that. People have their rosaries wrapped around their hands. They bring crucifixes. That, to me, is the mark of the successful movement. And increasingly, we will have all the bells and whistles of a political movement. We'll have the infrastructure and all of that. But at the end of the day, what really makes this a successful movement, and I think why we've been successful, is because the people in this movement are good. We are trying to live like Christ. We're trying to do the right thing. We're fighting God's fight, and you could see it. You could see it. I see it when I meet these people. I shake everybody's hand. I look in their eyes, and I see it. And there's nothing else like this. You go to any other political rally, and you get people that are fair weather political people. You get crazy people. You get, political junkies. We go to these Groyper meetups, and it's people, there's this profound sense of love. There's a sense of obligation. There's a sense of righteousness that you don't get anywhere else. A zeal, a real zealotry in a good way. So thank you so much for that. I can assure you she is cherishing the rosary. She's very appreciative of that. So thank you so much. I mean, you really made her day. You made her whole week. And I think probably she's feeling better. Things like that, I am a real believer in that. Things like that, I think, really have a power. There is a power to prayer. There is a power to gestures like that, kindness. That goes a long way. So thank you very much. Juharo says, is Devin Stack worth debating? His content seems all, if only you knew how bad things really are. I don't know that he's worth debating because he doesn't have a large platform. And what's more, what does he really have to offer to the conversation other than demoralization? You should feel bad. You shouldn't do anything. Why do we need to hear that? Bruce says, good evening, Nick. We met in Harrisburg on Saturday. You had a great speech. It was a lot of fun talking to you and Patrick. I really appreciate the work that you're doing. God bless. Thanks a lot. Nice meeting you in Harrisburg. Cato says, people accuse America first of infighting, but it's only with losers who deserve it. Meanwhile, people like Ali and Ted Cruz, who aren't perfect, are stepping up to the plate and actually doing something. They and many others deserve respect. Patriots. Well, and here's the thing. Ali is not perfect, and he's not somebody who I'm, best good friends with or anything. I've known him for a long time, and we've worked on things here and there together. Our paths have crossed a few times in the past several years. But what I will say to his credit, I talked to him on the phone today about the rally this weekend, and I told him this. I said, look, in politics, it's honesty. It's about keeping your word, keeping your promises, being fair. And, you've always been fair to me, always been fair to the Groypers. And the other thing, too, is he's out there. What's the expression? Hitting the pavement or whatever. He's out there in the street. He's out there on the ground, busting his ass, sweating, on the phone, texting, whatever. No, I'm not trying to, glorify this guy or anything, but I'm just saying, look, for what it's worth, there is something to be said about people that are fucking doing something, because we're in a time when people aren't doing anything, when people that can do the most are doing the least. And any day of the week, I'll take somebody who is doing something. Maybe they don't always have the best motives, or maybe they're questionable or whatever, but people that are doing something and it's directionally where we need to be, I'll take that any day of the week over people that are going to sit on their ass on the sideline and ankle bite and complain and snipe from the sidelines and critique. Oh, well, you didn't do this, or, oh, you need to do it this way, or that you can't associate with this guy. We don't need armchair generals. So it's true. So it's very true. And as far as infighting goes, there needs to be infighting, because this thing that we're doing, as far as the Republican Party goes, that's not working. The Republican Party isn't working. How do you change that other than with infighting? The Republican Party has many factions inside of it that are sabotaging us. They have to be fought and exercised from the movement, and that's the only way to achieve that. So, Patrice O'Neill says, where is Hoax Wars? What's Hoax Wars? I don't know what that is. U.S. Marine Groyper says, when flying a few months ago, I slowly ate a bag of chips, the entire flight, so I wouldn't have to put a mask on. The black stewardess confronted me about it. I asked her if it's against the rules to eat while I continued eating very slowly. You could tell she was very frustrated that she couldn't do anything. Just an idea for next time you fly. Now, I don't really do that stuff. To me, that's almost worse. I'm either going to rebel or I'm going to reluctantly go along with it. But this sort of cheeky, I'm kind of following the rules, but I got you with a loophole. I almost prefer to just go along with it. It's you know what? Fuck you. You're going to make me wear the mask, whatever. Or I'm going to say, I'm not wearing your mask. But to do this sort of the cutesy sort of thing. See, I don't love that. I like to me, it's all or nothing. I'm either going to wear it or I'm not going to wear it, but it's not going to be well, I'm following your rules, but not the way you want me to. I don't know. For whatever reason, I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't go for that kind of thing. I mean, it's not a bad idea if you it's for you. It's about not wearing the mask. To me, I don't care. Mask on, mask off. I don't care. What I have a problem with is that they're making me wear it. Is it the end of the world to me that I have to wear the mask? It's a minor inconvenience. It's annoying. But is that like ruining my day? Am I really so mad that I have to wear a mask? I'm more mad that it doesn't make any sense. The masks don't work. And it's just this arbitrary exercise of power. It's not about the mask in itself. It's what it represents. They're forcing you to put a muzzle on your face. Everybody knows it doesn't make any sense. You're on a plane. You're sitting shoulder to shoulder with people, breathing the same air for 2, 3, 4 hours. And I've got a cloth over my face. It's not sealed. It's not a membrane that's dense enough to prevent the virus from getting in. So we're all supposed to just participate in this big charade because the flight attendant says so, the government says so. I'm mad about that. Now, if you really don't want to wear the mask, I guess that's one way you could get away with it. But to me, it's more about submitting to the rules. And you're either going to do it and hate it, or you're not going to do it and face the consequences, But the sort of in-between thing, for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it, but I don't like it. Based